Greetings. It is I, AuroracleGemz. Let me take my glasses off. Hi. Also known as Charisma. I wanted to come through with a message. Of course, if you know me, I go on and on deliciously so about manifestation. And you heard me correctly, manifestation, that pure feminine essence, chaos, yin, that really is creating all of reality. I'm not gonna say, yang does have its place. It's yin and yang together as one. But as a woman, you're divinely connected straight to the source. You are literally the portal of life. Like spirits literally embody, come through you. And it's really magical. So today's manifestation hack is to work with your subconscious mind. So I'm gonna give you a tip that works for me. You find what works for you, but this is a good tip. If it resonates, wonderful. Journaling before you go to sleep. So before you going to go to sleep, imagine it. Just go crazy. Just go to fantasy land. Like I would say, pray first. After you pray, just kind of lay there, the lights off right before you go to sleep. You're rubbing your little feet together. Just speak it out loud as if it's already what you imagine in your mind. Just go crazy with fantasizing it. Speak it out loud right before you go to sleep. And if you can, journal it. Sometimes I don't feel like journaling, but oh my goodness, when you don't feel like journaling, just make yourself journal, because oh my gosh, journaling is such an important part of like bringing your manifestations, bringing your dreams to life. So like journal it. Journal whatever you feel right before you climb into that bed. And once you climb into that bed, right before you go to sleep, imagine it. Play it like a movie in your head and speak it out loud. Speak it out loud right before you go to sleep. And maybe if you have your phone, keep your phone far away from your bed, I would suggest. But you can play certain frequencies, like be intentional with the frequencies. Like when I was trying to, let's say you're trying to manifest going to Hawaii, play Hawaiian lullabies. In my process of manifesting Hawaii, I was just playing a whole bunch of Hawaiian lullabies before sleep. So do something like that. That's just an example. Be intentional with it and just play those frequencies right before you go to sleep. And then like literally when you wake in the morning, go into a routine, have a morning routine. So that's like going into the unconscious state, and then working with that same thing that you're going into it, coming out of it the same exact way. So you're working more with your subconscious mind, which is really, that's 90%. We're only using 10% of our brain capacity consciously, so they say allegedly. So it's all about working with that subconscious mind, more of that chaos energy, more intentionally, because we're still going to be manifesting as co-creators subconsciously, unconsciously, regardless. So why not? The goal is to be intentional with it. And this also leads to, this ties into karma, which I'm going to be talking more about. But literally, when you're putting these intentions in, when you're going into the astral realm, and that ties into, so the 4D goes into the 5D and so forth, and we're living in 3D. What you're doing consciously, you're doing unconsciously. Like how you do one thing is how you're doing all the things. So like what you always envision, what you have consciously going on. Let's say you have a reoccurring dream of riding in a Tesla. You just know, like you feel a strong pull towards the Tesla. You're gonna manifest a Tesla, but you just don't know when. So you're working with those energies before you go into your subconscious state, before your mind goes into theta state, which is why I highly recommend meditation right before you go to sleep, and then right after you wake up out of your sleep. And this ties into the karmic scales. So like all of these things that you see in the 3D, sometimes you don't see everything that's going on in the 3D, because it's the illusion. But there's a lot of things if you can read energy, then you're in there. Because a lot of these, I would say, let me give you an example. That's why I'm just gonna give you an example of what I mean. That I would use, let's say, Publix. That's just what comes to me. I'm right in front of it. Publix or any sort of corporation, it's like, okay, this is easy money, but like that's just how I move. Sometimes I guess money is money when you're moving on the surface, actually. But it's just being intentional with certain ties. Whatever you want to tie yourself to intentionally, we sometimes tie ourselves unintentionally to something else that's hidden in the shadows. Does that make sense? That's connected to something that's in the illusion. So it's just being conscious of the energies that you're tying your scales to, because it could actually offset your balance and kind of stifle or stagnate your manifestations, because it starts 560, 5D, let's just say 5D. 5D, 4D, which is the astral realm where you go to dream, and then 3D, which is where we're awake. You see me now. Or you see me through a 2D. So it's like, yeah, it all trickles down. So being consciously aware of those ties that you can't see. So if you get your gut feeling, follow your gut feeling, like, hey, it's not something I want to be a part of. Don't get eluded by money. Don't get eluded by, oh man, but this is where the money's at. No, if you feel like your soul is pushing you, your guidance is pushing you away, follow that guidance, because that could be karmic ties that's going to offset your balance, which is going to stifle your power and quickness of manifestation. So yes, that's the gems for today. Work with your subconscious mind and direct the chaos, and make the unconscious conscious, and be intentional about everything. So yes, stay bodied in your breath and in your bliss. Happy manifestations.